Are two of the most dangerous gangs in the world teaming up on the streets of American cities, courtesy of an open border? Alejandro Mayorkas might want to watch this next.
A migrant Venezuelan crew is preying on New Yorkers, robbing 62 victims over the past 2 months, including this woman. The ring has members living in migrant shelters, accessing the Bronx, Queens, Brooklyn, and Manhattan. Robbers using scooters or mopeds to sneak up on victims, almost always targeting women, then using scooters for a quick getaway.
Welcome to Biden's America, indeed. A brutal Venezuelan gang is using our open borders to now set up shop in New York. Tren de Aragua was started by a convict in a prison and is now Venezuela's largest gang. According to The Economist, the gang runs a human trafficking empire. And tonight, there are new fears that they're forming a dangerous alliance with another vicious gang, MS-13. Joining me now is Derek Maltz, former DEA Special Ops Director. Derek, I know you're very familiar with both of these gangs. Americans watching might not know the lingo here, but how dangerous is this?
Laura, thanks for having me. These are like some of the most powerful gangs in the world. They're emerging. They're growing. If you look what's going on in El Salvador now, the president, who was just reelected, he has a very tough on crime stance. So MS-13 gang members, they don't want to go to prison in El Salvador. He's got terror prisons. There's like 100 inmates in one cell, and they don't want to be in that cell because it's a deterrent. So they're coming to America. And they're coming here, and these Venezuelan groups that are very experienced in extortion, in killings, in robberies, in drug trafficking, they're coming here because they're taking advantage of the wide open border, the weaknesses and vulnerabilities in this country, and of course, President Biden's soft on crime policies. And they're also going to cities like New York because of the sanctuary city laws. But isn't it interesting, Laura, that Mayor Adams is coming out now and he's talking about this is a national problem. We need a national solution. Well, guess what? You get what you ask for, and elections have consequences.
The Venezuelan gang, Tren de Aragua, is also in Chicago and is committing brutal acts of violence of keeping its alliance together in Chicago. And again, people might think some of these robberies are one-offs, but these are highly organized mini cartels of criminals who are operating with mopeds, and all the merchandise, we understand, is going to central locations and then being, the proceeds of that being shipped out back to the home base.
Right. Laura, we were on a while ago regarding retail crime theft, which is exploding in America as well, because these criminals don't feel any fear. They know they're not going to stay in jail, so it's worth the risk. And, these Venezuelan gangs are super experienced. Like you said, they're very organized. They're very structured. They're recruiting people as well in America to join their gang.
And President Trump gets impeached for a phone call, and people are complaining that Mayorkas is impeached for what's happening to our country. I mean, this is real stuff happening, and people are terrified. In D.C., they're terrified. They're terrified in New York, L.A., Oakland. The list goes on and on, obviously Chicago. Derek, thank you for your perspective tonight.